there, I'm Caroline Harland, and I am back to talk to you a little bit more about detox. You might recall in my first video, I promised that I would come back and talk to you about thinking about detox in a different way. One of the first things that I like to think about is just my daily routine. And when I open my front door or I do anything in a day, I try to think about where are those areas that can provide me an area where I can think about cleaning up my space. In my next video, I want to talk specifically about what in your home needs attention. What in your home could be sources for toxins in your environment, things that you breathe, things that we're doing to ourselves, outside of here that could cause you a problem. So let's talk about that first. So I'm a runner. I run. I run and I weight train every other day. Actually, I go back and forth because I just feel like certain muscles need a break. So that's what I do. What I don't do when I run is I don't run on really busy streets if I can help it, because I don't want to breathe in the fumes of the cars as much as possible. I'd like to avoid that. I've known to wear masks when I run, so I don't have to. If I found myself in the city, which I do when I travel for work, I'm not ashamed to wear a mask or a handkerchief over my mouth to try to prevent as much of that as possible from getting into my lungs. I'll notice that on days where I run on the street where there's a lot of traffic, I will literally feel lightheaded. I won't feel well, and I know that a lot of it is because I was breathing those fumes for too long. So that would be something that I would consider, is just taking extra care about, what I'm breathing in when I'm running. The second thing is I do go to the gym and I work out, and I am very cognizant about doing certain things at the gym that I feel like can expose us to toxins. And that includes, this is simple things that we can do, but I don't leave the gym without washing my hands, because everything at the gym I consider to be pretty dirty. But similarly, I'll bring my own towel to lay on the mats and things like that to make sure that, if there's an opportunity for exposure to me, I want to make sure that I'm going to do everything that I can do to distance myself from that as much as possible. So, keeping conscious of your environment around you when you're doing outdoor activities, and not exposing yourself unnecessarily to areas where that can make you really sick. A small story about that. I was traveling in Seattle one time, and I thought it was a great idea to go run at the hotel that I was staying at. Well, I did do that and I ran, but I didn't realize that there was a pool adjacent to the workout room. And I, within 24 hours of working out in that humid environment with bacteria, just had an opportunity to really grow in there. I had the worst infection in my throat from just breathing in that humid, wet air that was really not that clean for that long a time, and it made me so sick. I am really conscious about those types of environment now, because it's really hard to keep those areas clean, and you're breathing that in all the time. So you're going to want to make sure that you are really being aware of your environment when you are doing things that are really good for you, just to make sure that you're protecting yourself all the way around. So that's my 2 cents about the gym and running and the air that we breathe. You can take that and you can, transfer it over to anytime you're outside or anytime you're near, wash your hands. That's what we do. My kids don't walk in the door from school without washing their hands, because it is quite literally full of any number of bacteria and illness. So that would be another way to eliminate toxins from our space. One of the other things I want to talk about, and it seems like it's off track, but I really have to speak about it at some point, so I'm going to put it here, is food that we eat. We could go down a huge hole about food and what we eat, but I want to specifically talk about seafood. I was asked the other day by somebody if I like seafood, and I love it. I currently live in Arizona, so I am more limited in what I'm able to eat as far as seafood goes. But I moved here from Florida, and we were on the east coast of Florida, and I was able to get quite a bit of fresh seafood living there. But one of the things that I've noticed recently, and I experience all the time, and it kind of frustrates me, but I see it all the time, is something that I don't do with regards to seafood. I don't eat dye added fish, fish that has had dye or color added to it. I'd prefer to eat fish that has no color added to it. I don't need it to look nice. I need it to be safe. The other thing that I don't like to do, I personally do not like to eat farm fish. So I really appreciate your time today. I hope that you found this information extremely useful. I'd love to hear your comments. I'd also want to encourage you to come back. We're going to talk about our house and what we can do to detox our house in the next session. There's so many things in so many areas to talk about when we're talking about just our homes. And when we open that door, what are we exposing ourselves to that we don't realize could be causing us harm? So I appreciate you being here today, and I look forward to sharing more information with you again soon.